And as time went on, you got back at them by being bad. You're rejected at home, or so you think. Well, you won't be rejected by your group, not at any price. You make your decision. Now, Bill, it's up to you. You're not unlike the others. You need social approval, recognition, and you'll fight against rejection. But you also know the gamble you're about to take. You ask the question, am I willing to pay the price if I get caught? That's a tough one, isn't it? Like all the others, your decision will be colored by the past. Growing up is never easy. Both your parents have worked as long as you can remember. Even so, there never seemed to be enough money for the things you wanted. You always spent too much time alone. And then last summer you had a chance to go on a fishing trip with a gang. But you didn't have a rod and reel. And when you asked your dad, he said, well, I'm sorry, son, I just don't have the cash. Why don't you go get a job after school? But there wasn't time, and you stole a rod and reel. Your father found out and raised Cain. But he also talked with you and showed you where you were wrong. Then he took you back to the sporting goods store where you had stolen the equipment. The manager listened, and he and your dad worked it out. The rod and reel were put aside, and you were to get a part-time job. You didn't go fishing that weekend, but not long after, when the rod and reel were paid for, you did go. You and your father went together, and you gained respect for your father and yourself. He helped you with that decision. Now this one is on you. But you're better equipped than you were to weigh the odds, and when you ask yourself the question, am I willing to pay the price if I lose, you know you're not. You see the hostility begin. Okay, chicken. All right, Robert, you're the last. Bill was smart and you know it, but he's gone and branded chicken. How badly do you need social approval? There's no question in your mind about right and wrong. You know it's wrong, but your need to belong is great. It's always seemed an uphill fight to you. How many times have you heard your parents call as you left the house with the gang? Be careful, dear, have a good time, but don't get into trouble. Then the jeers and laughter. At first you tried to go along with your parents, but you lost the respect of your friends. It was a hard fight to get it back, and you had to take a lot of chances to do it. Just like the chance you'll have to take now if you want to belong. Chicken, that's a stigma that wouldn't be easy to overcome. You can't face that word, can you? It's your decision and your life, and you could face it if you tried, but you're not ready to try. You've all made your decisions now, 3-1. Only one of you squarely faced up to the big question, am I willing to take the punishment if I get caught? All of you sidestepped that question except Bill. You think you'll make it, so you try. But in the whirlwind of events that follow, the stolen car is spotted and the police give chase. You want to stop and tell them it was only a prank, that you knew better. But even now you're not willing to face up to reality, and you try your next big gamble. You try to outrun them. But fate steps in and you're caught. Now the cards are squarely on the table. You've lost the gamble, and you find you're not willing to face the punishment. All your warped emotional needs seem small against the possibility of going to prison. Suddenly you realize what you knew all along. The decision was your very own, and while it may have been colored by your background, you and you alone had to make the choice. There will be other decisions in the future, and though you handle this one badly, if you make an effort to understand the reason for making it the way you did, you may yet learn to make wise decisions before it's too late.